Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Insider. We're going back to 1999. I had no idea, but I sorted my wish list or watch list by average rating and what's available that we can watch right now. And this is a, what is it? It is a 7.8 on IMDb. So it came right up to the top. And so Al Pacino, Russell Crowe is in it. And it's about, tells this true story of a 60-minute television series expose of the tobacco industry as seen through the eyes of real tobacco executive Jeffrey Wingand, whatever. So I don't know anything about it. It came on my radar. Christopher Plummer's in it as well. I'm sure there's a lot of other people in it. 1999. My brother-in-law brought it up to me. He's like, I watch a lot of movies. He knows a lot of movies. I don't know how many he watches, but he could tell you every Oscar winner from every year. It's amazing. He can tell you the best picture and I think the best director every year. It's fun. Just ask him. Throw a year out. He'll tell you. Anyway, enough about him. Let's get back into the movie here. I'll get into it, find out what it's really about. I don't know anything about it besides what I just told you. It's 2 hours. I do know it's like 2 hours and 35 or 7 minutes long. So let me take one on the chin here for you, and I'll start watching it. Maybe you've already seen it, maybe not. Maybe you're thinking of watching it. If you are, stick around. I'll let you know what I think, and I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in. We're watching The Insider. We're at the 1 hour, 32 minute, and 13 second mark. There's still an hour left, so it's a 2 hour and 37 minute film, as I had mentioned in the beginning. Not a lot more to tell about the plot of the movie. Russell Crowe plays a scientist for the number 3 tobacco company in the world during this movie, 1999. It's really interesting. I'll talk about the characters in a little bit, or the actors actually. But, you know, so he was let go because essentially he found that they were trying to like spike the cigarettes to boost the nicotine in the cigarettes, so people would get more nicotine or something, like just boost it somehow, some way. And a very scientific chemistry thing going on. But he discovered it and could not stand behind it. Didn't want it to, wanted to move out of there. So they ended up firing him, giving him a severance package. In the severance package, because he needs it for medical coverage and all that kind of stuff, he had to sign an agreement, a confidentiality agreement. So he's not allowed to speak about this. But then Al Pacino, who is a journal, approaches him and wants him to come out with all this 60 minutes and come out and expose all these tobacco companies and everything that they're lying about. So it's really all about that. So they're trying to get him there. Meanwhile, the tobacco companies are threatening to ruin his life, his family's life, to kill him. They're suing him. They put a gag order on him, all that kind of stuff to prevent him from doing it. And he's now deciding whether he should or he shouldn't. And what are the impacts? And it's obviously putting a strain on his family as they're getting threats, and he has kids. He has 2 girls and a wife, and so you understand. That's what the whole plot is. So they're trying to get him into court and say it under public record. And once he says it on public record, he can't be held, accountable for the confidentiality agreement, and he can speak on 60 Minutes. That's the whole. There it is. That's the whole thing. And that's the whole first hour and 32 minutes. And it's funny because I told you Christopher Plummer's in it. And I don't know, what last movie you saw Christopher Plummer in. This is 1999. Boy, does he look different. Younger, of course. Just about everybody looks younger. I mean, Al Pacino, but I've seen Al Pacino, back in Scarface when he was young. So Christopher Plummer, I don't think I've ever seen this young before. When it was interesting to me. Totally different he looks. And then you got Russell Crowe. Again, this is 21 years old. So Russell Crowe, for some reason, is made to look older. He looks older in this movie than he does now. They have him with gray hair, the whole 9 yards. But he's not supposed to be that old. So it's interesting. I thought that was funny. It's like everybody else, are 21 years younger than they are today, and you can tell. But now with Russell Crowe, he looks a lot older, so that's funny. But so far, pretty interesting. I like it. It's based on a true story. Jeff Wigand is how you pronounce his name. And it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I obviously think knows where it goes because it was in the news, but I'm liking it. So stick around, let me get back to it. I gave you a lot of information there. You're probably tired and bored, so I'll get back to the movie. If anything interesting happens between now and the credits, I'll jump in and let you know. If not, I'll see you at the credits. Give me my final thoughts. Stick around.
Not a try. Will you state your name?
Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Insider. Just ended 2 hours and 37 minutes later, so a little long. That's one of my, probably the only complaint I had about it. Really good. I like the acting from everybody. You know, they're great actors. Some people like Russell Crowe, some people don't. I thought he was really good in this one. Any movie that's based on true events or is, you know, anything like that, I look for two things at the end of the movie. The words at the end, like what has happened since this film, and then pictures. We got the words, excuse me, on what happened with our characters for the most part, and everything else, which was great. But we did not get the pictures, and I was really looking forward to it because I wanted to see what Jeff Wigand actually looked like because they had Russell Crowe look so old, I thought that was interesting. But small detail there. Long, no pictures. Okay. Otherwise, really good, interesting. Kept you entertained the entire time. You know, and I don't want to. I mean, you kind of probably already know what kind of happens, but the way it gets there and what Jeff Wigand went through this whole thing, and I won't ruin it all, but I mean, like, I'm sure there's more to the story, but let me just throw this out there that he, you know what I mean, so he's gonna give all this information about big tobacco companies and basically hurt them, is what the thought is. And as I had mentioned, there's like death threats on his family and stuff like that. Well, his wife ends up leaving him. Like, okay, maybe, hey, take the kids and go to your mother's house kind of thing. I get that. Have that until this all clears up and everything goes away. Yes, but no. She leaves him, files for divorce. So again, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the greatest relationship in the world and this was just the straw that broke the camel's back. But if it wasn't and she just left him because of that, that's pretty awful. Again, I understand to be fearful and protect the kids, but go somewhere else. Don't, you know, come back later. So that's not really about the movie. That's about the story. And it also said, you know, maybe some of these events aren't true. They're dramatized to make us entertain a little bit more. But that's what I got for you. If you haven't seen it, you're interested, it is, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say heady, but, you know, there's a lot going on in it. You have to think a little bit and pay attention, you know, which most of us do anyway. So, but pretty interesting. I liked it. I liked the acting. Good story. A little long. No pictures at the end. And boo on the wife. So there you go. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. It's worth the watch. If you have, love to hear your thoughts. What did you think? Drop me some comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. That'd be fantastic. And also, tell all your friends. And continue to tune in to Kimmel's Irish Pub.